Hi, David Giametta here for B2A Software, bias2actionsoftware.com, showing off the DaLumino app for RedLine LumTronix. Let's go ahead and start by just opening the app up. You'll see right away it asks me if I want to share Bluetooth or allow Bluetooth. Go ahead and hit allow there. And what you see right now is this loading screen, and it's loading up. And here we've connected to our lights successfully. We get that message down at the bottom. Uh, this is the color palette page, and the very first thing we want to do, hit the power button. Let's go ahead and do that. You'll see some light come over me. I last had it set to green, and so that's what it's appearing as. Let's go ahead and change that to red, though. How about blue, purple, whatever we like here. Now, if we take a look right below the drop down, or right below the power button, we'll see the drop down. Go ahead and click that. We see two things, groups and lights. And by default, we have the all group, and then we have all lights associated to that all group. If I want, I can select any individual light, such as this one, and change its color. But let's go ahead and select them all and change it back to green for now. If we look right below this drop down, we'll see our wheel icon, and click that, and then we'll be presented with this view. If we click the red dot in the center here, we'll see our color wheel appear, and we can play with that a little bit. It offers a few more colors than the color palette page, but probably the biggest range of colors comes from the fact that you can set the brightness with the slider below the wheel. So let's do that. Let's change it to red here, and then if I want, I can slide this all the way down until it completely comes off, and slide it back up until it's full strength again. For now, let's go ahead and head back to green. I think it shows up the best on camera here. And if we want, we could go check out this last mode, or this last button on the right here, for automatic modes. Now, here we get flash, strobe, and fade. Flash going through all the colors. I'll show that in a second. Strobe with the colors that we have presented here, the first being multicolor, all colors, and then you can set it to an individual color, red, green, or blue. We'll strobe through those. Same with fade. Let's go ahead and check out this slider, though, at the bottom. This increases or decreases the speed. Let's set it all the way up here, and you can see quite a few colors coming over me. This is flash. If we want to go down to strobe, that's a little too quick to pick up on camera. Let's do red, green, blue. We can do whatever we'd like here. Let's head back now, for now though, and set to green and show off some of the other features of the app. If we look at the top left here, we're presented with a drawer icon. When we click it, we see a few options that we could choose from. Organize lights, shop, videos, change background, and reset. The shop and videos take you to RedLine LumTronix shop and their YouTube page. Let's go ahead for now and check out organized lights. So this is the lights groups page, and from here we'll be setting up our groups and the lights we want to associate to those groups. By default, we see the all group here, and if we want, we can click that pencil icon and change the name of this group. For now, let's leave it at all. Right next to that pencil icon, we see a arrow, and if we click that, we see all the lights associated to that group, each with their own pencil next to it. Beneath that, there's this plus button, and let's go ahead and hit that. And what that's going to do is it's going to prompt us to add a different light group. It gives us a name. It suggests a name here, and I think we should take it, Eleanor. And we'll see a new icon appear between the pencil and drop down, which is the trash icon. By default, you can't delete the all group, but any group that you create, you can delete at any time. Let's hit the drop down next to that Eleanor group, and we'll see a small plus button appear beneath Eleanor. Let's hit that, and we'll see we're prompted to add lights to Eleanor. Let's go ahead and add all of our lights to Eleanor. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and change the names of these lights. Here it prompts us with headlights. I think that's a good first option. Let's change the next one to, let's say, underbody lights. And for the last, let's say interior. All right, we have that. Now, if we want, we can slide back, or we can hit this back arrow at the top left. Then we land back on the color palette page, on the main page. And if we hit our drop down, we'll see Eleanor and our properly named lights now. For now, let's go ahead and head back to the drop down, or to our drawer, and we'll talk about the other options here. So we have change background, and if we click that, we'll be prompted with our photos, any photos we'd like to change it to, and let's select this beautiful car here. We're given this screen where we can crop this image, and let's go ahead and take the time to crop this image down a little bit. Maybe a little bit more here. Just trying to make it beautiful for the app. And then when we're done, we can go ahead and hit this check mark at the top right. If you're on iOS, I believe that will be a done button at the bottom right. And here we are. We've got our picture set, a beautiful background for our app. Now, the very last option here is reset. You can think about this as a factory reset to get rid of your groups, your background. Basically just set the app back to factory settings. Lastly here, before we leave, is the button at the top right. That is the refresh button. So if you get into a bind, your app isn't quite connecting to your lights, or you've walked away during a car show and you want to come back, you can just open the app and hit that refresh button. Or if the app's already open, you could just hit that refresh button and you should be able to reconnect to your lights. But you know what? Let's go ahead and test it now. So we'll see it's gone back to that loading screen after I hit it. Here we are loading, and we see it's connected successfully back to the lights. But let's turn them off, and we see it comes off. Turn them back on again, they come on, and we'll see our groups and lights just as we had named them before. I believe that's the full app. Thank you for your time. This is David Giametta with B2A Software going over the DaLumino app for RedLine LumTronix.